What's up, nerds? Phoenix from PhoenixTV here with another episode of Let's Play Minecraft. You may wonder why I'm staring over at the my little subway station, and you may notice that it's not exactly the same as what it was. Yeah, after some further consideration and discussion with B2Rad and Big Tony about it, I decided that I should move it over one more block, because that just made this whole section over here look weird, and yeah, it just suited it better to be over one more block. So, since the last episode, this is now one block further over, and I've got all the pieces in, and last but not least, it actually functions, if I'm not mistaken, assuming I ever hit a powered rail. There we go. Neat, eh? And so with that, I'm actually go back to my base. I have something that I'd like to work on, obviously. And I will see you on the other side of that, and we will begin making me a better storage system. Basically, as it is, while this seemed like it'd be a pretty good storage layout at the time, my excess stuff is filled to the brim, and I really kind of need to expand because I'm forced to hold on to some extra stuff that really should be put away, but I just don't have the storage space for it. So with that, I'm going to take this wall out, and I'm going to build these backward. That way it'll be, you know, instead of 25 chests, is it? 20 chests. So the 20 chests, it's going to be 14 times 4, which is a very dangerous thing to try and do on camera. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start taking out this back wall and then preparing to move these things differently. So let me start on that, and then I'll see you in a second. Alrighty, so I got the back wall taken out and put out a little bit further because I'm going to need to be able to walk back here. The next thing I can think to do is I need to build the chests. That way I know, that way I can start organizing a few things so I'm not carrying a bunch of stuff or trying to adjust it at the last minute. So I'm going to go ahead and take a bunch of this wood that I've got over here and turn it into chests. See? Well, now that I've got all these chests in, now I need to figure out how I'm going to actually sort them. And I say sort them in that it's going to be semi-sorted, like semi-automatically sorted. There's going to be a lot of hoppers involved in this. And so I kind of need to figure out where part of the things are going to go so they can be automatically taken care of. So I'm going to work on that real quick, and then I will come back here and we will continue building this really cool thing. So after a ton of moving things around and trying to decide exactly where I wanted things and trying to figure out what I could use to fill my boxes, here's what I've come up with. Isn't that lovely? A giant wall of stored items in smaller containers. So now instead of having to carry on extra diorite or andesite because it wouldn't fit in one box with all the other stuff, now they each have their own dedicated box. Now granted, that doesn't mean that everything is on its own. I mean, there are certain things that are together, like these mob drops here. But other than that, that is what I'm going to go with is in terms of my storage layout. And now I'm going to try and get in the hoppering system and hidden furnaces and whatnot in hopes that I can get some of this stuff to be automatic. That way whenever I can drop in cobblestone up at the top, and like half will go to this and half will get automatically turned into smooth stone and stuff of that sort, you know, sand to glass and so on and so forth. So let's see if I can get that to work. For those of you who are wondering, and I figured part of you would like to see this, what I'm trying to do is set it up where these hoppers feed every which way, including me being one short right now, which is pleasant as soon as I start recording. But yeah, the basic idea is that I will drop whatever the different items into the hoppers up top, and then they will spread out to these chests back here. And then since these are split into twos, what happens is that one will feed directly into the chest, so in this case netherrack, and the other half will go into this furnace, which will then go through its little thing and spit out another brick. And that applies to all the different ones that are cooking, which in this case there are 7. This last one here is to work for coal, and that I'll have to show you in a little bit separate way because it's a little bit different. You've probably seen something similar to this with me, but yeah, I'll have to show you that in a second. And with a quick thanks to B2Rad and him providing me some powered rails, I can now put in this minecart with chest up here, up on this rail. There we go. And the idea is that I put coal in this furnace up, or in the hopper up at the top. That feeds into here, and this box catches it, and then proceeds to distribute it back and forth into the furnaces, which then will cook whatever half of whatever they drop. Okay, let me try that again and see if I can explain this just a little bit clearer, because it's kind of complicated, at least for me to try and say. This one over here, I do believe, is cobblestone or sand, one of the two. Anyway, I put that in the top, or put that in the hopper up at the top. That splits, or that goes into a double chest. The double chest spits out in 2 directions. One goes straight down into the chest containing the cobblestone or sand, regular, and the other one goes out and feeds down into this furnace right here. This furnace will then be powered by coal coming out of this hopper, feeding into this minecart with chest, and going down into the hopper and feeding it. And whenever it gets cooked, it'll go into that hopper down there, down to another one across from it, and then into the chest, which contains said cooked item. And this should work for, I believe, 7 things. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, baked potatoes, any kind of meats, netherrack and nether brick, smooth stone, glass. This will probably be cactus green, and then this one would be clay into bricks. And so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close off that side again, and hope that that sound doesn't get too annoying after too long. But that should do the most of it. What I'll go ahead and do is I'll throw in some coal back here, and then we get, I don't know, let's go ahead and throw in 22 pieces of the cobblestone. When that splits, it should look something like, yeah, it should be 12 in there. Let me go do that and see if it works. And if it does work, or it comes close to working, I'll be happy. Now to identify which one is the central one, because there are 2. Which one is the coal one? I'll need to label these, I guess. That won't be too bad. Coal is the right rail. The right center. Okay. So right center is coal, and this one is cobblestone. And with a little bit of luck, go ahead and run around to the back side again. Don't know why I bothered to put this in. Run around here, and we see a firing furnace, perhaps, maybe, maybe not. Let me see. Did the cobblestone all go straight down? It did not. Nor did it go there. Where'd it go? Have I lost my mind? Where in the furnaces is it? Okay, so this one is that. So it would go here. Does the chest have to have some room to open? I think it does. Okay. Let me go take out that bit of grass, dirt, whatever, and then it should go. Oops. That's okay, I can make this dirt patch over here bigger. I believe it's this rail. Or this line. Yeah, that looks right. don't know, I'll throw in some glass there or something. I'll worry about that in a minute. I want to make sure that it works. Now, are we getting a reasonably steady flow of all these things? Okay, there is this one. And there's nothing there. It wouldn't have cooked already. What am I missing? Is that other thing too low? I don't know, I'm going to tinker with it and figure it out. As it so happens, that design that I've been working on for so long that cost me a lot of hoppers and chests and whatnot doesn't work like I thought it would. So instead, I've decided to turn it into sort of a furnacing area. So I'm going to have to make this into an actual room, which is not what I was planning, but you know, you got to adjust as you have to. So I'm going to do a few minor things, and then we'll probably wrap up for the week. Wish me luck that this doesn't go poorly as well. There we go. I think I got it as best as I can manage. Admittedly, it wasn't supposed to be a smelting room, but I suppose it does work. And it's, again, a nice use of andesite and diorite because the stuff has very little use to me otherwise. And with that, I can throw coal in here. It'll flow down into this thing, and I can place it into these furnaces as I see fit. So, admittedly, not as automatic as I'd like, but I do technically get a better room out of it in that I finally have a furnace room, and that I have my storage finally set up into something that's not incredibly tiny. So, with that, I'm going to put all my stuff away. I'm going to close up the furnace room. And this has been Phoenix from PhoenixTV. Thanks for watching.